What is up, y'all? It's your boy Comix Star G. We up here, we out here, we ready to kick it. And with y'all, welcome to the Comix Box. It's me, Comix Star G, joined with Mike, my bro.
Yo, what's up? What's going on?
And we finna talk to y'all about our latest and greatest what we've been picking up for the last couple of weeks. Because it's been a minute since we've been back, but that was more so of a test pilot. Now we back in it, both feet in water, kicking and splashing. We're gonna be giving y'all some of the best stuff that y'all ever gonna see. It's gonna be very fun. Mike, tell them how excited you are about this, because this has been something we've both been fixing and fine tuning for a while now.
I'm actually excited about it because if you watched our previous episode when we was testing out the theory of talking about comic books, it was the idea came about as every week we've been buying comics or reading our comics. We've been reading comics since we've known each other for like 4 years now. And over the summer when I was like, I'm about to get back into buying comics and going to my local comic shop, we have a daily conversation about new titles or old titles that we've read. And I was just like, you know what? We might as well just take this conversation to the YouTube channel. We was on like a little in-between hiatus, not as many episodes that we've done in the past, but we were getting into trying to figure out what else can we talk about. I think a lot of y'all have seen us from when we first started More Diversity, and we've covered a lot of different things. We reviewed a lot of different things, but at this point, podcasting is just about a conversation with people that you care about, you love, or strangers, and you just have something in common. So with us and the whole More Diversity, we do read comics. We love comic book characters. We love Marvel, DC, all types of the indie comics, all of that. So one day me and Q was just like, hey, let's just take this to the channel, have a normal conversation like we have through text and, on the phone. And that first episode was good. We did like we normally do. We talked how we would talk on the phone and how we would text. Now, it's been about a month and I was like, okay, I think I'm ready for us to, let's take the journey of talking about comic books. But the purpose of this is just to vibe out on what we like, what we're reading. If you have recommendations, let us know. We don't discriminate when it comes to titles. We like Marvel, DC, indie comics, Boom, Image. Like I've even got a new one that is from another independent company. We would love to read some people that are not in a publishing company and that's making them with Kickstarter and things like that. We would love to do that because we love all comics. So, but today, we are literally a month after the first episode, and I was behind on a lot of titles. Yes, I have been reading, what is it, the For Ashes era right now. I read an Avengers. I'm reading, I got some indie comics. I done got into the whole Transformers G.I. Joe, what's going on. Q's been reading Power Rangers and some of the X titles as well. We've been all over the place, but today is just going to be us what we missed these last couple of weeks, and we're just going to talk about, the titles that we've read and the titles that we did picked up. And we did go to the comic book shop today, and we'll talk about what we bought today. So that's just what we're going to do. And, that's it, basically. And like I said, if you have any recommendations, let us know. We'll read them and we'll talk about them. Because as it grows, we'll be actually reviewing and, going from there. But right now, it's just the bros having a conversation. So don't even, it ain't nothing all chaotic and crazy like that. It's just us. It's just some bros having a good time, some best friends. That's about it. But yeah.
It might be some light chaos. It's not empty.
If it's not chaos, then I don't know what to tell you.
But yeah, Mike, I'm gonna let you start off with, because you probably have the biggest pile of comics that you done bought and that you done got into. So I'm gonna let you kick things off as I clean my glasses off, because this light I'm using is pretty bright, and I want to be able to see clear.
Well, I'll show everybody what I read while I was on vacation because I went on a trip and the drive that we had to take to get to our destination was about an 8-hour trip. And this was everything. If you can see, this was everything that I was behind on. If you go back on my Twitter or my Blue Sky, I did post this when I got on vacation. When I was on the road, I was like, "Oh God, I'm so excited because I had so much to read, and it was so exciting because, like, granted, I knew some stuff that was happening, but it's different than seeing a conversation on Twitter or Blue Sky and then actually reading it for yourself. It's a different experience, and oh my God, you know, Mr. Jed McKay. Oh man, you've been stressing me out, but in a good way. I talked about it the last time when we first talked about how I got caught up with the Avengers, the current Avengers run by Jed. I got caught up because Storm was coming. And I hadn't been reading it or whatever. And I got caught up because of Storm. When I actually got caught up, I was like, oh, this is the Avengers that I like to see. This is the drama, it was a little bit of tension. It was a little bit of me feeling like I don't want to like Carol like that because I'm like, girl, why are you tripping? Seeing Sam as Cap, y'all know I like Scarlet Witch. She on the team, man. But where we are now with 19 and 20, these two back to back in the car. Oh my God, I was a little overwhelmed because 19, you had Doom finally, exposing himself and testing them, and was like, basically told my homies like, y'all call yourselves the Avengers, but what are you saving? How do you call yourself heroes, but what are you saving? And I'm like, oh, you shady. Oh, he was so shady, but I love that because it lets them know, like, do we save people? Like, we know we save people. Did y'all not see what happened in Blood Hunt? Like, we do say it took them a little minute to get their footing right, and we had to lose some people. But I think what I liked about Doom and him, how he presented himself and the steps to what Doom did, playing Doctor Strange in Blood. I do feel like he's on a mission, and I respect the villain for what he's trying to do. Test my Avengers and no shade, call them out. Are you really the Avengers? Are you really saving people? Are you really doing your job, or do I need to do the job for you? And the fact that he had them in the dust, in the sand dunes, and in the desert fighting like that with his little, magic and chaos and conjuring up, I was fucking with that. I really enjoyed those. I really enjoyed these two back to back just because, especially with 20, how Black Panther Base was on a solo mission. And I think a lot of us, especially me, and I even questioned Q about it. I was like, I feel like he's going through something, but especially with him and Sam, I was like, is there tension? Like, what did I miss? And Q filled me in. I was like, oh, I see, but I do like the fact that they've worked through that. And I do like the fact that in issue 20, he did get his moment to have that solo time and, have some development where he was as a solo team as a solo member of the Avengers and the way he means to the team. So I thought that was great. You can, ciao. I think Buchanan is something special because I think it pays homage, and I think it also takes notes from what the X-Mention is and what Professor X was doing and bringing in those kids and things. So I know a lot of people was, the outsiders like, why are we doing this?
Wait. I just not. You said it's uncanny. You saying you can?
Oh, uncanny. My bad. Look. I went out to dinner. I had an old fashioned. I had a glass of wine. But you know what I'm saying. But yeah, the outsiders. I ain't like how a lot of people was trying to put down the outsiders. I think that's what the X-Men are there for. Hell, our first 5 was kids. that's what the X-Men do. You know, we take in those who are like us. You know, we help them, we teach them about their powers, we give them that safe space. And I think I do think a lot of people judge them first before they can actually get into the story. But I do like it. I do. Hey Gail girl. I know we were talking about that one situation. I ain't got there yet, but you told me, you said issue, what'd she say? Issue 8 or 9?
9.
I think she said 9. So I'm gonna hold you to that, Miss Gail. Okay. I'm gonna hold you
Mike,
to that.
you said so. I'll say this.
You know, you gonna say what you say. Go ahead and get it out.
So I'm gonna say this because I don't want to come out swinging like this on this topic because I legit have a lot of cool stuff I want to talk about. So I'm not gonna use too much airtime talking about this.
Yeah, we'll have a chaos episode about all the things that we really want to talk about. But you know,
but I'll say this. You know, I don't like Uncanny X-Men. I'll start off saying that. I don't. For me, it's not. For me, it's a step backwards. How? In my opinion, it's a step backwards from what some of the other X books are doing in this generation. I feel like it's too. It feels like she's trying to write a Gail Simone DC comic for Marvel Comics, and it doesn't work because her voice doesn't translate. Okay, let me find it. Okay, here it is. Y'all, it's been so long and we bought so many comics that I have to like remind myself, this. So first things first, this is my favorite X-Men book with the word X-Men in it from the Ashes era. Eve Ewing's Exceptional X-Men. I love Jed's work in general. I just bought my first of his X-Men comics, and I can't wait to show y'all that soon. But trying to make sure it don't blend into the background. Okay, there we go. Eve's voice is very good for these type of stories. I feel like if they're going to try to do a non-controversial, grandiose, canon-changing X book, Exceptional should be the lead. But like Mike said, when we get to the Chaos episode, I'll voice my opinion on why that wasn't the case and why her book gets very little promo and shout out from the other writers on social media, whereas other books that probably that the fan base have voiced their vote of no confidence for consistently gets that. But I digress. Uncanny is just not a book for me, and I don't think it's a good book. I feel like it's her trying to make an X-Men the 90s animated series book in a post X-Men 97 world where 97 it makes the animated series better because it shows
you didn't tell me all this. I was just gonna say that.
Because
you didn't say all this to me.
Yeah, because the stuff I said is the serious stuff, and I need to tell you the serious stuff. But if I'm going to critique it from a pure book first perspective and not some of the other shit, it's just not. It feels like the book you think the casual audience wants, but it's not good enough to hold their attention. You know, Jed's X-Men book has the benefit of him also writing Avengers, so there's a lot of crossover between that, and I'll get to that one. Well, boy, will I get to that one. And plus, it's a lot more it has a lot more interesting characters on that team. The Outliers do not suck as a concept. I never bemoan new characters being introduced unless they're like blatantly like zero effort put into them. The Outliers are not that, but there are some problems. There are some problems that are not their fault and if that makes any sense. And y'all know me. I give shit. I give shit a nice little. I give it a time frame for it to hook me, and after that time frame, I'm just gonna go about my business elsewhere. And Uncanny has reached that point, and I really just I don't have time for it in my life. You know, I like Mike's perspective simply because he enjoys it. He tells me why he enjoys it, and it makes sense why he would enjoy it. But for me, if I'm looking at it just first and foremost as a superhero comic meant to entertain you and give you cool vibes, it's just not for me.
It just feels like a soap opera, especially with
A good one or a bad
today's
one.
issue that came out. I do feel like, but I don't know. I just feel like I think about what the expansions stand for and what them early years stand for. I just feel like, I mean, even Rogue said it herself, that's what I'm trying to do for these kids. We don't know their backgrounds or anything like that. We just seeing them at a present moment and we're trying to, train them and help them. We talked about that one topic that we were talking about on the timeline. Well, it was on the timeline. We was talking about it. Now that is a different story, and that's why I'm trying to hold out until we get to issue 9 so that I can see how his background and his story will be told then, because I do like that character and I do want to see that character excel, but I do understand where everybody was coming with from how he's being written. So I do want to wait until we see issue 9 and read
What up,
issue 9,
Jay?
and we see what will be told by his standpoint. Let's keep it going on the X-Men titles. The main X-Men title, where they live in Alaska, I don't know why that stresses me out that they're in Alaska. It stresses
because that's where Cyclops is born. That's his.
I know, but it stresses me out because they in this cold, and it's just like, girl, get on out of there. I don't know. I like snow, but that's just too much snow. But I do like it because I don't know. It's just. Y'all gonna hate me when I say this. I like everybody being scattered right now for some odd reason, because it just tells a different POV of what everybody is going through. You got Rogue and them down here. You got NYX in New York. You got, Scott and them in Alaska. No shade. They're not X-Men, but then you got the West Coast Avengers over there at West Coast. You got this, like, everybody is in different like places, and I don't know why, but it's very intriguing because you think about having a safe place and that safe haven and having it taken away from you and having to go back to normal, but everybody is scattered. It just, I don't know. It's very still intriguing to me. But the storyline in there has been, cool. I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Like, I'm so go. I go with the wind with it. Like, nothing in that. I can't remember because it's been a while, but I don't think nothing really. I do like Magic in this. She's been doing a really, really good job, and I think
he has a very good voice for Ileana.
Like she has been doing. I love how he's been writing her. Like, hell, I even like this issue right here, issue 5, when it was Psylocke and what's his name? What is this boy's name?
Inquired the Kid Omega.
Yeah, Kid Omega, because I know that tension with that, but that was cool to see them two connect like that and get out of that situation. And the colors was good in there, and the scene, like the panels and everything. I am still worried about one character, and that is Temper. Why you? I don't know. I just feel like she's in the background right now. But
she had a good issue in issue, what was it, 6 or 7?
Yeah, but you got Magic beside her, and I don't know. I do appreciate us finally getting that, but I do still feel like it was. But even leading up to that, it was a standoffish thing. But I'm still intrigued by her. I like her powers. I like her suit. I like how But I did enjoy that issue too. Child, this was funny. Oh God, it's blending in with the background. It's when Magneto in issue 7 with Magneto and Cyclops, like
talking about
that whole yes, that whole situation was a little stressful to me. I don't know why.
I gotta say this because I've been putting this one. This is the second one. This is the Marvel vs. Capcom Arcade Collections cover with
Mhm.
artwork specifically for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. This, as I've told you before, Mike, off stream, off camera, this is very important to me because this year was the first time in over a decade that they re-released all of the old Capcom Marvel fighting games. And specifically, this artwork is some of the most iconic Marvel artwork of all time. If I was to show this and then the Storm one that I showed earlier to just a random person, they would immediately know where this is from. And this is for a lot of people, including myself, some of the very first Marvel artwork I ever saw. This is from, golly, I want to say not. This is in Bangus. This is so with the Capcom fighting games. Quick little history lesson. There are certain artists that are very synonymous with different fighting games, especially from Capcom. When we're talking about Street Fighter 2, Darkstalkers, even outside of Capcom, like King of Fighters and Tekken, they have their own unique artists that do specific artworks for different series of fighting games. Give me 1 second. I'm going to Google this because y'all finna learn today. Marvel vs. Capcom artist. Bangus. Okay, I was right. Bangus. So this artist is the name he goes by the name of Bangus. And the way he draws the Marvel characters so anime influenced. He also did artwork for the Street Fighter Alpha series. It's just so visual. Like this is like mentally taking me back. So when they announced a couple of months ago that there was going to be variant covers to coincide with the release of Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Game Collection, I was like, I don't give a damn how bad the comic is. I don't care if I'm even reading it at the time. I'm buying these so I can have these. These probably will be the only comics I ever have framed and kept secure because I normally don't believe in doing that. I just like to, have it, read it, and go with it and let time take it, But for these specific covers, this is some of the holy grail shit for me. So, yeah. Mike.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, that wasn't me telling you to look up. I was going to ask you a question. Not the question I'm going to ask.
No, because I'm going to take it a step back because I will say this is a good issue.
What? Look, I can't see
issue 4 of Uncanny. Because it was the Darkness Wait Sarah Grunt, and that whole storyline with Sarah and Professor having that whole Professor is a messy.
So are you caught up? Are you caught up past that issue?
Yeah, I mean, I'm on. Like, I have to read the one that from. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I got the new one, so I need to read that tonight. But, child, I got the one when they go to school. I got that one, and I got the one that came. I guess I got I got 6 and 7. That's what was only at the comic book store today. There ain't no 8 right now, so I got 6 and 7. I'm reading tonight, but I don't know. But we keep on going.
Let me tell. I don't know why I said question because I promised you a story. I gotta tell you. So I would have had these. I would have had some of these comics on the show. About a week or two ago. But my comic shop got screwed over because their shipment got very much mishandled. So I'm walking into the comic shop like the last 2 weeks. I'm like, damn, this shit is sold out. I'm missing the boat. These people are coming in droves. And then just one of the days last week, the guy was telling me, he was like, oh, no, it's not that you're missing them. It's just that they Diamond Select and other people just aren't. They've been having issues and and since it was the Thanksgiving holiday, they thought it would be a good idea to update their computers. And that was a very big mistake. And they weren't able to get us any new comics. So he was kind of panicking because for the last couple of weeks, he hadn't been able to really sell any new comics. So I'm like, okay, hopefully today they got what I'm looking for. And because I'm actually going to go back tomorrow because there's a couple of titles I didn't have time to pick up today, but that I am going to go back tomorrow and get. But yeah, I was like, man, I was very scared, y'all, because we knew we were doing this episode. I'm like, shit, I ain't gonna have nothing new to talk about this show unless I pull up, some.
Well, like I told you, I said our new titles. Everything that I got today, I'm gonna say that I got it, and I'm gonna give some excitement about it because I am excited about everything that I missed in the last weeks. But I told you we'll probably have to do We'll probably do like a bonus weekend episode if we have time, just to get caught up with how we want to do things. But ain't no trouble. Like I said, this is just a conversation between two homies, two best friends. That's it. Literally, we some nerds and geeks at heart. If you haven't downloaded Marvel Rivals, I encourage you to download it. See, plug.
So this was the Holy Grail book I was telling you about, Mike. It's in a wrap, so it's getting super glared out.
See. Yeah, you have to send me a picture of it.
It's Champions 4 from the latest run that came out about 2-3 years ago. Written by Eve Ewing from the Outlaw era. And this book came out at the height of Krakoa when things were still settling in and things like that. So this was like the first run of Marauders. This is even before I think they had the full. I think this is actually before the first Hellfire Gala, if I'm remembering it correctly. And I remember on Twitter I had added one of the editors at the time, and I was like, "Man, because for those who don't know, this Champions run, it started with young Cyclops being on the team, the time displaced one." And around the time of the second run that they had for it, he had been sent back to the past, and current adult Cyclops was resurrected and brought back. This is before Krakoa, and there was like this really sweet annual that they had where Miss Marvel met back up with adult Cyclops, and she assumed that, he probably doesn't know her or things like that or some other time stuff. And he basically said, no, I remember you. You're one of my closest friends. And it was a very awesome, sweet moment. And so when this book came out, I was very excited because it's basically Cyclops coming in and saving them from the government trying to outlaw teenage superheroes and everything. And this got a couple of it got Miles, it got Ironheart, it got Sam Nova and Miss Marvel in it. It was very cool to see that type of solidarity, seeing Ironheart geek out over Storm, which has become a running thing. And whenever Ironheart shows up with books with X characters in it. So this has been a holy grail book for me. I know it's not like a super duper old book, but I absolutely wanted to have this physical so I can go back and reread it because it's pretty cool and pretty fun and relatively topical since Champion seems to be the new direction they're going in the MCU. But we can talk about that at a later date at a different time. So
I got 2 X titles that I'm gonna talk about, and then we'll take a look up. We're gonna take a little break. And 2 X titles, and they're gonna be real quick. X-Force, Suicide Squad, X Factor, a reality TV show that I actually like. X-Force is cool because of the whole time, not the whole finding out the points that could end the world, whatever, I like that. I did like the whole fake Black Panther thing. That was funny. That was a funny issue. But I do like it. I know a lot of people have been saying that it's been like hit or miss, but it's an interesting series. X Factor though, child. Now, if you don't know, look at this. This is how you know I need to remember what I buy. I got 2 of the same copies of this.
I also want to point out, this is a little quick, John. I got all of Blood Hunt now, and I got the first regular, and then I got the remaining 4 in the red band version.
Yes.
I don't. Somebody said they don't know if they should open these, and I don't know because it's so cool, but I also want to crack these bad boys open and read it. Blood Hunt, it's going to tie into something I'm going to talk about in a few. So yeah, I just wanted to show this off very quickly before I talk about my last couple of comics as well. So go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, X Factor. To me, it feels like a reality TV show. And I like that because I watch a lot of reality TV. I'm a big Housewives fan. So if you don't know, maybe you'll get a Housewives podcast. I ain't decided because
my granny would love that. My
opinions on Housewives is a hot mess. So I don't know if I'm ready to put my opinions about Housewives, but X Factor, it gives me like, it reads like a reality show, and I like that. And being Polaris has been, I don't know, like even though she's on both sides of the field right now, I just like that tension between her and oh boy. So I like that tension that they have. But yeah, it's a good read. But we're gonna take a 35, maybe 45-second break, just to recollect ourselves. I think we might take a break. I don't know yet.
Well, before as Mike is decide, let me tell y'all about this. Okay, yes, this is correct. Actually, I'm gonna tell you about 3 books at the same time.
Wait, I was saving that one. So yeah, let's take that break real quick.
No, wait.
Inside.
For clothes that Tristan lost. Bold 3 detergent plus fabric softener. Spray relief.
You two take care of labor.
Only intended for plain cut.
You don't want to die of call toll free.
I'll give you trouble. Pop your piece around the track if you get nails and more nails.
You handsome, charming, specially marked boxes of Monster cereals. No, inside one of these free wax lips, fangs, or mustaches, they just uncover the real you.
We now continue with Smurf.
Baby, I'm your man. Yeah.
So before
I saw what you put up. Are you about to put? Are we about to talk about that now? Because I'm ready to talk about. Okay. All right.
So before I ask you the first or second question or the last question, or how we're going to do it, I want to talk about 3 titles. Well, actually,
I'm excited to see what you talk about because I know you. You're messy. You messy, and you like to live for drama. So what you gonna pull out? What you got to show?
I want to talk. Well, let me just put it to you like this. I'll talk about 3 different universes and 3 different initiatives. I'll put it to you like that. Quick little shout out to Steve Orlando and his Avengers Assemble one. Mr. Orlando, if you would be so kind as to chop it up. Come kick it with your boys.
I got it.
I also have the Scarlet Witch, the Daredevil issue, but I don't.
Oh, that was so good.
Mr. Orlando, I know you're a big wrestling person because you keep putting in wrestling references in your books. You did the AEW short stories in one of the books I'm going to talk about. Mike loves your Wanda. He loves the voice you've given her, and
I love that voice.
And Quicksilver.
It's amazing. Like that whole Scarlet Witch one, her run has been amazing. He literally gave her character, and I love that.
So if you would very much be so kind as to at least just kick it with us just for a little bit, we would love that. We would love to hear and chop it up with you. But 3 books that 3 initiatives, I should say, that kind of caught me by surprise. The first is Ultimates, the new Ultimate Universe with Ultimate 6.
Mm-hmm.
Full disclosure, I saw a spoiler for this, and I immediately had to make it my mission to buy this book physically, so I would see this. Holy shit! I'm just not seeing something that might be an Easter egg to pertain to what happens in the book that I just now noticed. This book with Denise, with Denise Camp and the crew have done with Ultimate specifically. Of course, Ultimate Spider-Man is a consistent favorite of everyone's. It's doing what the mainline book refuses to do. And from what I was told by my comic shop, my local comic shop runner, he said that the sales reflect that Ultimate Spider-Man whomps Amazing Spider-Man handedly. So what did I tell y'all? But the Ultimates have been. This is what modern day alternate universe Marvel stories should aspire to. Not regurgitating other storylines but in a different light, because we've been there, done that. It's been done well. It's been done poorly, but it's been done. This feels as fresh as a 80-year-old comic book company could possibly produce nowadays. It has a very simple premise. The evil Mr. Fantastic, the maker, has finally succeeded in creating another universe, and due to things out like crazy things, the Ultimates have come together to try to set things right. And this issue is the culmination of all of the pre-planning that they were trying to do in the hopes of being prepared to take them on. Spoilers, but not spoilers. They ain't ready right now for damn show. They was not ready right now. They might be ready in the future. Who knows? But in this book right here, this man right here on the cover, he wasn't playing with these folks.
I will say I do love them as a team, and I haven't read an Ultimate series before, and I had to ask you about the past and everything, and so that I could you told me this is a good point to start. I've enjoyed it. I love alternate timelines. I love seeing our beloved characters in another way, another POV, another setting that makes them think different, talk different. So I have enjoyed it. It's been cool, and then I was still shook about the Maker, because I remember when the Maker, came out a couple years ago, and I was like, oh, this one is evil. But I do like, where it has been, where it's going and everything. I've enjoyed it. It's been a good read. And that's actually the only Ultimate title that I've read. I think with the Ultimate universe, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait until the trades come out, and I'm gonna bench read them, just because keeping up with all the titles that I have right now, I'm good. But I think that's gonna be the trades that I buy when they are available for trades, because those will be good reads for me. And that means all the Ultimates, so like the Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimate, like all of that, that's Ultimate. I would get them in trades, just because I feel like that would be, a better read for me. But I have enjoyed Ultimate Avengers. It's been a good read. Good read.
Facts. The second one, and this one, this threw me for a loop, because I was not objectively expecting a bit much, considering how they are currently being treated. But this one was a pleasant surprise. Power Rangers Prime #1, the brand new series of Power Rangers comic books. To say the previous run ended messy would be an understatement. It ended very messy, the darkest hour, not because the writer didn't care or anything like that, but because the people that own Power Rangers, they stopped caring. And so they're doing a lot of crazy stuff that was supposed to lead into other things, but now that's not the case. But so Power Rangers Prime, if this is by an indication, this new direction has a lot of fucking potential. I'm gonna just keep it real with you guys. One name, VR Troopers. Power Rangers Prime has done something that Power Rangers fans like myself has been speculating and hoping and thinking that they could do, but they never did. And it looks like they're going to start with this book, and that is incorporate the other American Sentai shows that came out in the 90s, VR Trooper, Mask Rider, Beetleborgs, Mystic Knights of Tyrannog, all of these Power Rangers spinoffs, knockoffs, air quotes, but they were all created by the same company that created Power Rangers. Why not make a universe with them? Ninja Turtles obviously was cool, but Ninja Turtles is his own thing. Ninja Turtles, they team up with Street Fighter and Naruto and He-Man and the whole nine. DC, Marvel, they've done that. They're their own entity. But why not use some things that are owned that were good conceptually, but because Power Rangers was such this monolith, it's kind of like Scooby-Doo. Scooby-Doo is the GOAT, but then you got Jabberjaw, you got Speed Buggy, got Funky Phantom, all these other spinoffs that could be viewed as ripoffs in the, in a negative light. Why not put them in the same universe and do something with that? Create a true universe like Marvel and DC, where Power Rangers is the main team, and then you got these other teams that also exist, and do something cool with that. You know what I'm saying? So Power Rangers Prime #1, Melissa Flores and the crew, y'all did the damn thing. I'm super duper fucking excited. This book is so cold. We don't even know the actual team yet. They use Lauren Sheba, who is one of the Red Samurai Rangers. as the only Power Ranger, but then that's in a weird spot because we don't need because they explain it very well. I like how they explain it. It's definitely not what you're used to, but the cover is probably the only example of what the Power Rangers, the new team, is actually going to look like, and I'm very excited for it. The third thing that I want to talk about, and I don't know if I talked about this last time in total, but DC All Ends Initiative.
Oh, Jesus.
So,
like the big one, like the one that was like
what the books,
the back and forth one, the front and the side, the back, that one, the reverse one.
You could talk about that one. I'll let you talk about that one. I wanted to
about to talk about.
I wanted to talk about what came out after that. I want to kind of talk about the issue, the specifically the newer books. So, first things first, I had to go support Batgirl because Cassandra Cain, for a decade, she was very much maligned and not cared about, treated like a redheaded stepchild. And she once again has her own solo book, and this is a fantastic issue, if I must say so. I'm not going to pretend I'm the biggest Cass Cain knower, scholar, but damned if she isn't cool. It got the big sis, the mother herself, Lady Shiva in it. This is an action-packed book. If you like Daredevil, if you like the Bat family going up against ninjas and assassins and mystery and emotional intrigue, this book has it. Tate Brombell has a perfect voice for Cass and Lady Shiva and their dynamic. Takeshi Miyazawa and Mike Spicer do an incredible job creating the art for the book, and this cover is fucking badass. Like a lot of the all-in number ones have a similar motif of a white background with this character by themselves, just to have like a cool action shot. So this is very cool. But the big ones, and I've only gotten 2 so far, and I missed the boat on the other one, but I'm not too tore up about it because I'm not crazy about the writer, is Absolute Batman #1 and Absolute
Be
Wonder
nice.
Woman #1.
Be nice.
Oh, I'm gonna be nice with these two because I fucking love these two. The third one, I'm gonna let you have that.
Because that's mine. Yeah.
I'm gonna let you take that one.
Yeah, give me a second, but go ahead.
So this is where we talk directly to our one of our main demographics here. I am not crazy about the concept of. I've said this in the past. As a big fan of Zack Snyder's work, I'm not crazy about him being in a position to have to work under Warner Brothers because I don't trust them, especially if it's in regards to finishing his story. I think there's too much snake bitten with that outside of him, both on a creative standpoint and on a some actor standpoint. So some people I never want to see as these characters again for various reasons. Not the ones you probably are thinking of, but it's some if you follow me, you know, right? But let's say in a theoretical universe, everything is kosher and there's 100% trust from specifically with Warner Brothers, and Zach is able to finish his stuff, but they also say we also want you to come back and do some other stuff too. These basically gave me that feeling of something that great. What they're doing with the Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Batman. I couldn't help read these 2 issues and go, damn. These folks captured the essence of what I loved about watching the early DCEU films and how unique they were and how they were their own voice and they weren't tethered or bothered by anything. And that's absolutely, pun intended, what the Absolute Universe is trying to be. I feel like they succeed. Again, haven't read Absolute Superman. Mike is going to tell me all the things, and I will believe him based off of how much he enjoyed it, or not enjoyed it, but I think he enjoyed it very much. So, I love the changes. I love how, Bruce not being a billionaire could go in a very corny direction in the wrong hands, like a very corny direction in the wrong hands. Scott Snyder is not a wrong hand. Scott Snyder has, in my opinion, from what I've read, and I recently just reread not even reread, for the first time read his introduction of the New 52 Batman with the Court of Owls. This man has not missed. Nick Dragotta, Frank Martin on art. This is some very fucking dope ass art. I'm getting issue 2 tomorrow. That's something I'm absolutely going to get tomorrow. I'm loving the changes. I'm loving how it's looking like Bruce's staunchest enemies in the mainline universe are his friends because they grew up in the same way. Alfred's dynamic is very interesting and very much something I'm looking forward to. That way Bruce kicks fucking ass is amazing. And again, I haven't even read issue 2 in any capacity. So I don't even know what they bring in with that one, but I know it's going to be dope. His hideout is fucking sick. What I'm saying is, and wait, let me gush about Absolute Wonder Woman because I think this is my favorite. I go back and forth. This Jim Lee cover is fucking baller. It's fucking baller. Absolute Wonder Woman. Again.
10 out of 10. That's all I'm saying.
It's 10 out of 10. And let me tell y'all something
because I didn't read it until I didn't read none of the Absolute nor the DC the DC beginning of these new titles. I didn't read them until I was on vacation, and it had been maybe 2-3 weeks after they had all came out, or maybe a month, and I hadn't read them. So when I read them all together. I read the whole Reverse Front story, and then I went back. How did I do it? I did Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman, just because in my head, that's how the Trinity goes for me. If you know me, I'm a Wonder Woman to stand down.
I'm gonna have to cut you off because I got something. I got to snitch on you. I got to snitch on you. So I told when they first said what this version of Diana was gonna be, that she was a witch. I told Mike, I'm like, Mike, you gonna love this. She a witch. You know what this man told me? I don't know. I mean, yeah, it's cool. I'm not. I super sold that aspect, and it was a very important part of issue 1. Haven't read issue 2 yet. I am going to fix that problem very soon. But I was like, yo, Mike, witches, you love the whole mythology and all of that stuff, and they're making Diana a witch. And he was like, I don't know how I feel about that.
Ooh, there's a lot going on.
I don't know how I feel about that. That's cool, but I'm like,
I'm about to scroll back through messages to see what I actually said. But
go scroll, because I explicitly, I don't know, I can't remember if I also put it in a big chat too, but I absolutely brought that up to you, and you was like, you were not. I'm not gonna say he hated it, but he brushed it off. It wasn't like, because when I present stuff, I always present it like, man, this is exciting.
Because I don't know.
I'm not playing, because I was like, Mike, she's a witch. That's cool, right?
I feel like I portrayed it as in, I don't think everybody gonna be rocking with that.
You portrayed it like you were like,
oh no, hold on. I'm about to go.
Because you certainly wasn't. Because y'all
about to scroll.
When Mike is excited for stuff, it's very obvious. He's very much wants you to know, yeah, this is cold shit. When I brought this up to him, it was like,
I'm scrolling. I don't even care.
You can search it. If you go to the thing, you can just type it into the search DMs and type in like specific things in the search bar. It'll pull it up. I just found that out yesterday.
That's all right. There's a lot of Call of Duty talk. Oh God. Oh no, if I said what I said. I need to check and see. I ain't even talk about Phoenix. I'm gonna have to say that conversation. That's gonna be my chaos topic right there. Because you know, keep my mouth closed until the chaos episode. Because that stresses me out. The Phoenix comment stresses me out. How long ago was this announced?
Hold on, I think I'm close to it.
But
more, but to what to
but
keep
back
it
to
short.
like because the DC. So yeah, like I ain't felt my cat is trying to give me a hug. Yeah, I wish y'all could see this. I ain't felt how I feel reading this new DC era. I haven't felt like this since Rebirth. And Rebirth had just happened after Marvel's event Secret Wars. And that's when I really was getting back into reading like comics, like, and that was like what, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Getting back in, actually going to get a pull list, everything. I was in it, like in it. Like I have so much from that era of Secret Wars. Can you let me see that thing?
I found that shit. God damn it, I found it. Let me make sure I got it all in context because I don't want to misrepresent it.
What did I say? Wait, because I'm looking. It's I said wait because
it's in our direct text message. It's not in.
Oh, it's in our direct because I know I said the thing was like might have to read, and I got might in all capital letters.
So I sent you the image, and it was like
through text.
I sent you this. I sent
I said, y'all two best friends talk about comics all day long. Like literally,
I sent you the DCU updates, and it was talking about new details about Wonder Woman, and it was like she is the last Amazon. She's not just a warrior; she's also a witch. You then said, how black people address each other in a casual sense. You double send an LMAO. I go, it's that important, and then you went, it's not LMAO. And I go, what? Did you not read the second bullet point? You went question mark. She's a witch. The side face emoji. Which when Mike sends you that,
screenshot this. Let me see that. Let me see the side face though. Let me see. Like I said, every context clues. Oh, that is so funny.
And then it's like, she's always been a witch to me. So basically, yeah, that's cute or whatever, but I'm not that hyped about it. That's how Mike, and that's how Mike was with it.
I was, because I was like, you have to make my girl a witch. Okay. I don't know. I was a little iffy about it. I ain't gonna hold you.
And I was, and
my God,
Kelly Thompson knocked it out the fucking park. I mean, she went crazy with it.
Like, I mean, an amazing job in that first issue. Like, I was like, okay, this is how you make my favorite character into a witch. This is how you do it. Because one, yes, I'm skeptical because it's like, are you doing this because, whatever? But at the same time, all right, Kat, hold on, y'all. Oh my God. Like, she literally is being like a spoiled cat right now. It's like, are you, like what? Like I was skeptical. I was, but reading the first issue, they did a really good job tying everything together and giving her an actual, that storyline as a witch and being the last Amazon, and reading it and seeing it play out with that first issue. I was like, okay. This is what you do, I eat my words. Yeah, I was a little skeptical, but child, because it's like, granted, how do you fuse that? We are, how do you do that? But they did a really good job. So and I'm excited to see where it goes. I love the big ass sword. I love her, being raised by this witch. I love that because,
which is
and that's which is crazy. because it's like, girl, are you gonna turn around and make her be the villain? You know, but I'm not. I don't know. I'm excited
because y'all, Mike was gonna play me, y'all. If I couldn't find anything concrete, he was gonna say he didn't say that. I just want to let y'all know that if I couldn't find anything concrete, just these.
Because girl, you know, I ain't say nothing. I ain't said a damn.
Because I'm excited. I'm like, yo, Mike, this is gonna sell you, and he like, because y'all, especially with
the thing about it is like she always been a witch to me. Like I just felt like she had that, you know, that mystical energy. So it was like, if you gonna make her a witch, make her a witch. Let me see her cast a spell, you know. And
what she do,
and she did it. So I can't even be mad. You know, Cersei had her, you know, saying it every day as a bedtime story, like, you know. So being raised by a witch, it makes a difference. So, you know, they did their thing, they did their research. I bought issue 2, so look, and I'm about issue 3, so they got me. But I also have to talk about my absolute favorite. Granted, yes, I love Wonder Woman, I do, and I love that issue. But what shook me up and what surprised me was Absolute Superman. That, I don't know. It's like you took what we know as Superman.
What up, Tay?
And turned it into a whole. What up, Tay? Turned it into a whole nother. Like you turned him into a whole nother character, but you still gave him the essence and the background of Superman, but you turned him into a whole nother character. Like you really made him like. Nobody is not. I'm not looking for the word nobody. You made him have some type of other development than this alien coming and, you know, wrecking shit or whatever. You gave him some type of like emotion, some type of like stability. I don't know. For me, it was different and I loved it. Like Absolute Superman is a banger. Like I look forward to actually reading this because all other Superman titles I do appreciate and enjoy, but I feel like to me it's the same thing, you know. You put him in a scenario, and you know you just boom, 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 or you make him just like America's person, America's people, whatever. But for this, it just felt different. And then his suit, when they shot him and it lit up and caught on fire, like oh god, like that was what
there's some things about that suit that looks very familiar. I will say.
Don't start with me, Q. Like it was like. It just, I don't know. It just gave a very different essence, and I enjoyed. And that's like I said,
his design is absolute. His design is absolutely amazing. Like all of pretense aside,
that. I mean, I'm a Batman fan down. I did like what they did with him, but out of all 3, yes, Superman took number 1 for me with their first 3 issues, just because of me. As a fan of Superman, but not like a deep fan. I do appreciate him and everything, but it made me appreciate him even more because you gave him another, you know, a way of storytelling, and I appreciate that. Somebody that wants to create and wants to, you know, create stories one day. It gave me another way of seeing him, and I appreciate that. And I'm ready to read this next issue because I got it today, so I'm ready to read that. But that was my favorite number 1s out of the Trinity. That was my favorite. That, oh god, like, and then Lois Lane trying to lock him up. I was like, what is going? I was shook. Like, I was like, oh, this is drama. Like, this is the stuff that I like to see. This is the tension that I like to see. You know,
the only reason why I did not get that book, and I can't stress this enough. It's not because any. Well, I'm not gonna say that. I'll get on the Chaos episode. I'll get into that, but. I don't. The writer has not wrote a good book, as far as I'm concerned. I just don't. The Jason. I like. Yes, that is a good. That's good.
That was dope. I like that.
So basically, what I'm hearing, because Mike is far from the only person to tell me this. Everybody I've inquired about or have seen rave about it, they said Absolute Superman is that book. So this is effectively y'all telling me this is Jason Aaron's first good book that he's ever written. Which,
see, I don't know what that man wrote before this, so I mean, I have to look and see. We'll have to
X-Men Schism. X-Men Schism.
Yeah, I don't know. You have to send me that later. So like right now at this time, current era, he got a couple points from me. He got some dollars from me. Like I said, it was just, I hate to be cliche, but it was a breath of fresh air to see Superman in another way. You know, and I know Tay is a big fan of Superman, so I know he appreciated it as well. And I know I appreciate Tay as well for how he talks about Superman, his references that he made when he tweets about him and the things that he say. Because to be honest, besides the other thing, this seeing a mutual friend talk as much as about Superman, it really made me deep dive into Superman. And I didn't even realize I had a whole bunch of old comics of Superman that I didn't realize that. But I just like the fact that he's in a whole nother era and aura. And I'm excited to see what happens because we're only 2 issues in, but I'm ready to see like what's gonna be the plot twist, what's gonna be the conflict. Like that is something that besides Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman, that is something that I am excited to see. So I do think we have one that we can agree on that we can talk about before we do our event question. And that I think the event question will be our closing topic.
Yeah. All right, let me grab it.
I got mine. I don't know if y'all have got it, but I need y'all to get it because you got time, because I think the 3rd issue don't come out until February, which I think is insane. But
wait, you said February 3rd?
I think it's February. I literally think I really saw some. I mean, I saw somebody tweet that it does not come out until February, which I think is insane because the book is good. The book is the 2 issues that we've read with Aliens versus Avengers.
Jesus Christ, Jonathan Hickman. I didn't know you liked this shit so much.
Like it. When I say I read those first pages, one, I was already excited because I'm a big Alien fan. I just recently watched all the movies. I recently just dig deeper. I had watched them backwards anyway. As a kid, I remember seeing Resurrection in theaters. My uncle took me. As an adult, which was probably this year and last year, I watched all the movies that were on Hulu. I had already seen Prometheus, that whole trilogy, and I love Prometheus, even though that is the prequel or whatever. But digging deeper and now having my Avengers fight the aliens, and the way where the timeline is and how I'm trying not to spoil it, but you know what? At this point, how everybody is old, it stresses me out. But It's a good stress because we've never seen anything like this. Like never.
Like this is such a crazy alternate universe take because typically when Marvel do these post-apocalyptic, it's very like Marvel Zombies, character versus Marvel Universe. Those are like fun, hokey comics, right? They're not. It's like the zombie Marvel characters. Okay, cool. They're like or cannibal zombies. Same thing, different verses. Things like that. There's an actual sense of not just dread, but like sadness that Wayland Yutani fucking played the Marvel universe like a fiddle and fucked them over to the point where the xenomorphs are there. And the Avengers are outclassed and are super outclassed. And I know some people might say that's a hard sell. How can the Marvel heroes lose to the aliens and shit when Ripley and other folks and the Predators can beat them? And I'm like, well, that's certain. They're using the most scariest parts of aliens in their lore. They're not trying to, downplay them. They're showing them at their scariest, while still like having seeds of hope of, man, the Avengers are gonna make this a good fight or not go down swinging or things like things of that nature. I do want to ask you this, Mike, as someone who's recently seen Alien Romulus, something I need to see. How is the vibes? Is the vibe similar to this book?
Wait. I'm sorry. Say it again.
As someone who just recently saw Alien Romulus, the latest Aliens movie, how does the vibes compare? Is the vibe similar in these issues to that movie? Is it? Can you feel that connective tissue? I'm interested in hearing if there is any.
And the only reason I say that is because Alien Romulus is even different from the Alien movies to me. And the reason that I like Alien Romulus, and I'm gonna say it again, I think that is the theme of today's episode, is seeing characters or seeing franchises in a different light, in a different era, in a different mode, in a different viewpoint. Alien Romulus was some kids who was, working at this factory or whatever, and then going on a ship to get something and getting stuck on the ship. That's what, with the aesthetics of Alien and all that there. And that's what I like about it, because we've never seen anything like that with Alien. It's always, we're already on the ship, we're waking up, we dealing with these aliens. But with Aliens Romulus, I felt like that was something that we had never had. And that's what I appreciate about Alien Romulus. And that's why I am a big fan of that. And that is kind of like in my top 5 movies of 2024. Catch that episode later in like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, of our top movies of 2024. But Alien versus Avengers is just like that but it's its own entity, it's its own aesthetic, because my beloved Avengers are old. Y'all, they're old. They have wrinkles, like, and they're dealing with these aliens, and then the world around them is destroyed. Is halfway, almost gone. And there's a little tension between characters, but it's enough to keep you invested. And a certain situation that happened at the end of issue 1, that shook me up, and then going into issue 2 and having that past background of what led them to where they are. It's just it's a nice way to see different characters in a franchise fused together. So no, I don't think they are the same. They are different, but different in their own good way.
Yeah, it's crazy. This feels very different than anything. Hickman has solidified himself as top 3 comic book writers, period. And I don't know if I can say he's 3 or 2 in that scenario. But let's close it out with the big question. I had 2 questions, but I'm gonna frame it to the biggest one. And I'm gonna ask Mike, what is your favorite comic book event ever? You can do a top 5, top 3, whatever, however many you wanted to talk about.
It's gonna be my top. The 2 that got me into actually reading would be Secret Wars 2019 and Rebirth. That was a time where I had just met y'all, and we were vibing and everything, and finding a space of mutuals who enjoy comics and things that I like. That was a time, and reading both of those events, and I think they were a year apart. I can't remember who was first, but they were a year apart. They both were summer events, and they were a year apart. I do remember that. But those 2 events, I don't know, they mean something to me, because it was to see Secret Wars 2019. I think that was crazy. That was insane for me. And I mean, I was reading it like issue by issue, and then Rebirth was good too, because I got to see characters that I grew up in a whole nother way. So I would say those 2. I might say, no, I'm gonna say, our X-Men era that we recently had, that and a whole entirety by itself was everything and more. Our beloved people had their own island, planet, a way of thinking, a way of communicating, a way of healing, like a way of love, a way of protecting each other. Like that will possibly be number 1. Secret Wars 2, Rebirth 3.
So my top 3, and I was trying to like mentally go back through everything to try to figure out what's because there's so many. I will say and I'm not going to put it into any particular order. Siege, the Marvel Siege, the end of the Dark Reign era of Marvel. That is one of my absolute favorite comics. I think that is as near perfect of a comic Brian Michael Bendis ever wrote. Because for I don't know how many people will remember or know about this, but the Civil War to Dark Reign era was some of the darkest times in Marvel Comics. A lot of people are like,
I forgot about that. Ooh,
from I don't like even as far back as Avengers Disassembled and House of M. Those, of course, thematically were the opening, were the beginnings of that whole registration Dark Reign eras. But the actual Civil War, Secret Invasion, Dark Reign era, those were like just gut punch after gut punch after gut punch. And what I feel like Marvel did with that, which they haven't done and probably don't need to do ever again, was that they created these events that left you wanting for everything to go back to normal. You also had the Messiah Complex where, Hope Summers was first introduced and born, and the mutants was on the in triple digits living on Utopia in San Francisco. So all of our heroes was on the outs, down and out. And with Civil War and Secret Invasion and then everything happening in the Dark Reign, we're wondering, man, when is everything going to be okay again? When is Captain America going to come back? When is the Avengers going to reassemble? When is Norman Osborn going to get his ass kicked? And then Siege happened, and it was a culmination of everything. I know technically Avengers versus X-Men is Brian Michael Bendis' culmination of everything he wrote since he became one of the head dudes at Marvel. But for me, Siege is a perfect encapsulation of specifically the Avengers corner of the universe and what an ideal Avengers is supposed to look like. And that's being the heroes and friends to everybody and stopping the and correcting mistakes and things like that. Plus, one of my favorite panels ever is Iron Patriot looking up, and you just see in 4 different panels Cap shield slowly getting to his face before it hits him. Number 2 is Shattered Grid from Power Rangers Shattered Grid. Holy shit.
I knew you was going to say that because I remember you talking about that.
Shattered Grid. I remember the Power Morphicon where they read the first issue and everything was being revealed, and they had the voice actors. They were reading their specific Ranger characters, and I know the Power Rangers universe is the Power Ranger fandom is kind of iffy nowadays on Draken and the Lord Draken era and all of that stuff and all the things that came after it. But I thought that it was very clever to turn the Power Rangers straight timeline into a temporary multiverse to tell the story, to try to explain how light spoilers, how Draken is able to kill Tommy in the past and yet still keep it on the board where Rangers can come in and help the Mighty Morphin team save the day. It literally has one of my favorite. I have a literal poster of it where the remaining Rangers meet up with the Mighty Morphin team for the final battle, and it looks like shooting stars coming down, but it's really them teleporting down. Kyle Higgins was a beast. He deserves a read Radiant Black and the whole Radiant universe. If y'all haven't, the man put in a lot of time with him and his entire creative team and everything like that. They deserve a lot of credit. And Shattered Grid is something that I always wanted from Power Rangers. They would try to recreate some of it in the show in the last couple of seasons that have come out, but I feel like comics was a perfect medium for that. And my third, because I don't want to give this guy credit because he sucks. And I'm not gonna speak on that because that guy sucks. I'm not gonna give him any credit or shine.
Oh God!
I'll tell Mike who it is after, and he's gonna go, okay, I understand once I tell him after when stream is over with. So I'm gonna go back to Marvel. And I am going to give, and I wonder if this is going to be a controversial pick. I wonder if this is going to be something that people go, really? But World War Hulk, that to me is there is a very staunch reason why so many people complain about the MCU Hulk's portrayal, because there was a template of how to do that. There was a template on how to do that, and they did not do that. World War Hulk was the culmination, was the second part, the end of the duology that began in Planet Hulk. World War Hulk is about Hulk coming back to Earth to whoop the fucking shit out of all of the Marvel heroes, the Illuminati, who he blamed for shooting him into space and blowing up Sakaar, where he was going to stay and rule until his ship blew up and it killed his wife and all of the people he just liberated. And he came back and he proceeded to whoop the fuck and shit out of all of the Marvel heroes, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, the X-Men off panel in the tie-in issue, but you know, they got to pass. John Romita Jr., amazing with the art, like incredible with the art. That's in my opinion some of his best work. The fight with Sentry, the fight with evil Doctor Strange, all of that stuff holds up. Even though it was a lead into the Red Hulk stuff, which I'm not crazy about. I'm not particularly a fan of Red Hulk or that whole storyline. Just the fact that the Hulk had been kept off of the table for years at that point, and then they brought him back into the mainline Marvel universe in such a fantastic manner. It was dope. I hate I let my little brother have the trade of the whole event, because I would reread it right now if I had it. It is a blockbuster MCU film. When did World War Hulk come out? Was it 2006 or 7? Yeah, it was 2006 because Secret Invasion was 2007. It came. This was a blockbuster Marvel movie before the MCU came out, before superhero movies even bombastically kicked it up a notch. But yeah. In any case, that's the end of the show. That's the end of the comic box. This has been your boy Quamon Star G. Mike had to split a little earlier. He had to go and split off a little earlier. But he wants me to let you guys know that we are going to be ramping this up. We're going to be giving y'all a lot of good content. Oh, he's back. He didn't have to go. He's back. I thought you split. I thought you had to go.
No, I think my camera died. Something just happened with my camera. Like, it literally automatically, my laptop was starting to die, and I plugged in the laptop, and I think I just power surged my my webcam.
Oh damn.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'll be off cam for a sec for the remainder.
But no, I was just waxing poetic about World War Hulk and how it's formatted in such a blockbuster movie type way. I was talking about how all like each issue had a super dope ass fight. Hulk versus Hulkbuster Iron Man.
Yeah.
Then it's the big fight with Demon Strange, and then the end fight with Sentry. All of those things. That's in my opinion, John Romita Jr.'s best work is in World War Hulk. And then I can't forget the iconic fight between all of the Illuminati members when they're under the control discs and everything like that. That book kicks ass. If you have never read World War Hulk and you're tired of seeing image, you're tired of just seeing the Thor Ragnarok version of Gladiator Hulk, I would definitely recommend reading World War Hulk. It's an awesome book. It's the even though Secret Invasion is technically the comeuppance of Iron Man during the whole Registration Act era, this was like the most cathartic comeuppance because the Hulk technically wins. Even though he does what he says he's going to do, he still whoops everybody ass and he goes out on his own terms. And so That's what I love about the book. So those are my top 3. Siege, Battle for the Grid. I mean, not Battle for Grid. That's the video game. Shattered Grid and World War Hulk. Honorable mention to X of Swords.
Period. But we can wrap it up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna let you go, and then I'm gonna have my closing statement.
So y'all know me. Y'all know how I feel about certain things in the comic industry. Also, buy Storm 3 first and foremost. Buy Storm 2 and 3, by the way. The art in it is spectacular. Mike talked about it very early on in the episode. Buy those books. I hate that I couldn't find a variant for 3 because all I've had so far are variant covers for Storm. Because I want to support that book as best as I can, and even if that means buying the more expensive version, even though the main cover art is still dope. I don't know if Mike saw it, but issue 2 is the Thing variant covers where they have a special 2-in-1 with Storm and the Thing doing something cool. I think this is John Romita or is this somebody else? Anyways, y'all know me. Y'all know I can be mean to these damn comic book artists, but that does not mean I don't like comic books. I like reading comic books. If anything, this past year has made it where I have significantly upped my comic book intake for the better. And it's helping me come to a better understanding and come to, be a little bit nicer in some regards to these books. I can say I have not bought duds. These are specifically books I am interested in. So give them 10s on that. And find your local comic shop if you don't have one. Try to buy them digitally as best as you can. Just read comic books, y'all. They're cool. And if a movie sucks or you don't like a movie, there's going to be a comic that still keeps your enthusiasm for these characters, even if some movies let them down, or TV shows or video games.
He's so messy, golly.
It's the truth.
No, partially.
Says the person who did not want to play Midnight Suns because of the gameplay.
Yeah, I did not want to play Midnight Suns because I did not want to I did not want to play with cards, and I did not want to do RPG. Yes, I am that person that did not want that. Now, Marvel Rivals is a whole different story, and we're gonna talk about that. But no, I would like to say shout out to everybody that is behind Storm's current run right now. I know there's been a lot of discourse this week and the last couple of weeks with these different issues, but I know I saw this week was a lot. But I just want to give some shout outs to the whole team, the writer, the artist, everybody promoting it. One person that's been really, really promoting it a lot. I just want to say thank you, just because the series has been really, really good to me. Especially with Storm being one of my favorite characters. I've enjoyed this run. I have not read issue 3. I do have it right here beside me. I will be reading that tonight.
Have you read Avengers 21 by any chance?
No, I got that though. I'm reading all that. Everything that I bought today, I will be reading tonight after our game. But I just want to say shout out to the Storm team because they have done an amazing job, and just want to say keep doing what you're doing. You're doing it correctly. And I'm excited for the future of Storm. This team has just been amazing. As you can see behind our background, that panel right there is a blessing. That panel right there is a blessing to me because it was cool to see that happen. And it's been cool to see this storyline. It's been a little heartbreaking just because of what she's going through. I'm not going to touch it too much because I know next week I do want to start off and talk about the first 3 issues, but I've enjoyed what the writer has been providing for us. It's just been a good emotional story, and I'm super excited. But shout out to the Storm team. Everybody over there is doing an amazing job, from the variants to the main artist to the colorist. Like I said, to the writer, y'all are amazing, and I just want to give you some love and shout out just because y'all deserve that right now. But I'm enjoying it. Love it. I'm loving it, and I can't wait till me and Q fully talk about it because it's been an amazing ride, and I'm just super excited to see what happens. Also, support your local comic shops. Go get comics. Pre-order your favorite comics. Like, go ahead and pre-order Storm 4 and 5, please. Thanks. But yeah, that's all I got. I mean, I didn't talk about a couple titles because I can save them. Like right now, I'm looking at my Blade. I gotta
get issue 2. Issue 2 is out. I gotta get.
Yeah, I got issue 2. And there's a couple indie comics that I didn't get to talk about. There's this one that's about a lady whose mom did tarot readings. It's called Major Arcana, I think Minor Arcana, and I like it. It's really good. So those who like astrology and tarot, I think you should read that book. It's really nice. Because the main character, she has to tap into some powers that she didn't think she had in a different universe. So I think that's kind of cool. And I did not get to talk about Transformers and what I've been liking with that. And
the Energon universe.
Energon universe is really nice. And everything that's a part of it, like Scarlet and the G.I. Joe, has been good. And one that I can't wait to actually talk about is from Mad Cave, and it is Defenders of the Earth and Flash Gordon. I don't know if y'all saw the Flash Gordon movie that came out, but I grew up watching that, and I am now reading
old school.
And Defenders of the Earth is really good too. I read a couple pages of it while I was on vacation. I haven't finished it, but it's a good little run. But that's all I got for my closing remarks. It was a good. This was good. This is really good. We hope to see you. Send us some recommendations if you know anybody that is writing comics that are not in the big publisher and want us to read them. Let us know. We want to support and talk about it and let people know about what they're writing and everything. And then, like I said, pre-order your favorite comics. You know, my Phoenix conversation is coming, but it's right. It's coming. But that's all I got. What about you, Q? Because I know it's time to game. I'm ready to play some Marvel Rivals. I'm ready to play some Call of Duty.
I can't express this enough. This is as spicy as I'm gonna get. Don't death threat or slur these comic writers that don't do what you want them to. Treat them with respect.
Please.
Do not like death threat them. Do not slur them. However, that does not equate to don't critique them. That does not equate to voicing your opinion on things that you see, and especially when you're doing it in a way that is not, especially when it's done in a way that's not dehumanizing them, right? You can say, man, this writer is doing some things that look sketchy from a perspective of a queer person, a black person, an Asian person. That is fair game. That's fair critiques. That should not be met with disdain or people jumping down your throat. You are allowed to do that. Now, if you're saying, I hope this person die and blow up their car, no, that's over the line. Unacceptable. Don't do that. But if you're saying,
please.
But if you're saying of course, you know, there are bad faith arguments. Like with people who come at Steve Orlando, in my opinion, people who come at him with a lot of bad faith stuff, that does exist. And of course, the writers have every right to respond in ways if they feel that way. However, that does not mean that there are not fair critiques out there. So just keep that in mind. We have to be, we cannot lose the art of critiquing things. We have to voice our, we have to voice when things are cool. Of course, nobody wants to just be told they suck 100% of the time, especially when that's not the case. But we also need to, say some things that's looking iffy. I think that's also fair. So yeah. And also, y'all, please buy, if you guys have any passing interest in Marvel vs. Capcom and Marvel comic books, buy these variant comics, because this is artwork I never in a million years would have thought Marvel would have commissioned to be on the front of their comic books. And these are some of the most iconic pieces of art to ever exist featuring Marvel characters. I'm gonna re-show off the Storm one. Like, this is some of the most iconic artwork featuring Marvel characters by Mangus for his Marvel vs. Capcom 2 portraits. So Infinity Watch is out that has Thanos. Uncanny X-Men has a Rogue variant. Of course, X-Men has Scott Cyclops. Venom has all new Venom has Venom. Avengers has Storm. I think there's going to be a couple more in the future that feature Psylocke and Spider-Man and things like that. So definitely support that. Yeah. And play Marvel Rivals. It's awesome.
Yes, play Marvel Rivals. It is so fun. But this has been Q and Mike.
The Comic Box. The Comix
Comic Box.
With an
We're out of
X.
here. Not with an X. Yeah, with an X.